After missing out on the first place at the Boxing Day parade, the Shell Saxon Superstars dominating the New Year's parade.
Our Julian Gibson caught up with the Happy Bunch last night in Mason's Edition.
The Shell Saxon Superstars bouncing back big time from a fourth-place finish at the Boxing Day parade. The Saxons won basically all of the awards, with only music going to one family.
We got first and fourth in lead costume. We got first, second, third, fourth, and fifth in off the shoulder, second, third, fourth, and free dancing. We understand the significance of high-quality performance in terms of the production of our costume. All of the members in our shacks, all of the persons who work so hard to build, to pace, we congratulate them. They deserve all the praise. And our music, we're somewhat disappointed we didn't get music. We ought to have gotten music in our view. We worked hard, we did the body of work, but it is what it is.
Ooh. Ah. Well, mother say, who are we to silence?
From the little ones to senior members of the group, the Saxons celebrated their big win big time last night over at Mason's Edition.
Party boys lose, man. Saxon win. I feel good and I love Russian.
Now all the other gotta be sucking around with flesh-eating beetles all up in their face, all over their body. They could be itching and scratching, you know what I'm saying, grabbing and yucking. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it ain't your daddy beat on you, know. It was your mommy. That's what it was. The mommy was on them. You know, and we just want to tell all the Saxons, relax yourself, put on your hijab over here, go on the beach, lay off us kings and queens, celebrate this one for the whole year.
We always like the Wally boys and one family roots. We like them. They chalks.
So with the next parade 362 days away, the Saxons have a lot of days to celebrate their New Year's Day win. Reporting for the ZNS News Network, I'm Julian Gibson.
All right, Julian, thanks a lot. They cheat is a normal cry after Junkanoo. With this in mind, our news team posed the question, is the judging system a fair one, and does it really need an improvement?
The new system that they're doing, I think it is pretty good, you know, but everybody, like we always say, what is Junkanoo without controversy? Everybody will always have something to say, but I think it's pretty fair.
Up and down, but I don't know, they saying but the smartphone, and then when we reach on Bay Street, whoever's supposed to judge the individual, we ain't had no one out there. We get judged on Shirley Street twice, and on Bay Street this morning, it was no judge to judge the individual.
Well, personally, I really think it needs to change because I play an instrument, and I don't feel nobody who doesn't know music should be judging me in music. They just go based on the fans cheering for their, prospective groups.
Quite frankly, I think people who out of the banks and police officers and people we pick from out of the community, I don't think they really know about art. You understand? They don't know structure. They don't know color coordination.
The judges, they have a lot of pressure on them, and I don't know if they'd be intimidated sometimes, but if they just take their time and understand that, look here, this is something to be doing for country and be fair, it'll come out better.
Like everything else, it leaves some things to be desired. I don't think that we need to wait until 6 o'clock after fellas have rushed until 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. It should be back in the day when the results were announced right away. Because the longer it waits, you have people questioning the fairness of the judging.
Well, it's not a new complaint. Bay Street merchants are counting the cost of Junkanoo again.
And as Fern Carey tells us, they say the placement of the bleachers in front of their stalls and the length of the parade continues to negatively impact their businesses at the busiest shopping time of the year.
Their complaint is not new, but some Bay Street merchants are still hoping that concerns about the placement of bleachers on Bay Street during the holidays will be addressed. This after a number of the business owners say sales were down during the holiday season. They believe the placement of bleachers in front of stores ahead of Junior Jonkanu through to the Boxing Day and New Year's Day parades are to blame.
Sales were pretty good for December, but we did have some concerns in relations to the bleachers. They did played a real difficult effect on business at some parts of the month when they were installed. In previous years, those bleachers were installed or erected prior to Junior Jonkanu and taken down right after. This year, they decided not to remove the bleachers, so therefore that affected business from that particular point. I think in coming years, the government should revisit the way these things affect the local business, the local traffic.
Beauty consultant at the Perfume Bar, Elzina Colbrook, agreed.
For the Boxing Day parade, I think it should have been putting up like 2 days before Christmas, because like I said, it was never taken down after Junior Jonkanu. And seeing from last year's sales to this sales now, it really affected our business. So I think they should have done it, especially with us, where there's really no parking.
Spokesman for Solomon's Mines, Carson Hebron, also indicated that sales were down during the holidays. He believes the bleachers discouraged some customers from coming into the store, and he suggested the Junior Jonkanu parades and the senior parades be moved to the National Sports Stadium in order to resolve the issue.
For example, you have one entrance in the front of Solomon Mine and another one way down in the front of Drawn Bull. That's too far apart. If the tourists come and they see that, they're not going to come into our store because they cannot get through.
Meantime, these Bay Street merchants are hoping that the government will consider their suggestion of moving the parades to the National Sports Stadium so that they won't have to deal with the issue of bleachers blocking their stores next year. Fern Carey, ZNS Network News.